Hello YouTube and other fellow stackers. Midwest Stacker here with another unboxing. This has a very interesting story behind it. So while we get this opened, I will tell you this story. I recently was in need of having some landscaping slash tree trimming slash spring cleaning type actions, if you will, done. And I like to hire out with, local small businesses. I prefer to do business with local small businesses when I can, and try to support them in the community that I live, because I think that's what makes a good community, is being able to support those types of businesses and those people that, they put food on their plate, on their table, from their plate for their family. And so yeah, I had, wow, it's a lot of paper in here. So paperwork, Provident, of course. So long story short, sorry, I hired a guy. He came out, gave me a quote. It was a very fair quote. I could have probably got it maybe $10 cheaper, maybe, if I went with a big company. But this guy actually took the time to come out and give me a quote, not just leave something in my door. It was all outside work, so I didn't need to be home for the quote. But he waited for me to get home to talk to me about the quote and hand wrote it and gave it to me. And I just felt really comfortable. So, like, yeah, he's the guy I'm going to go with. And when I deal with small businesses, I always ask the question, how do you prefer to be paid? Cash is always king, but you take credit card, debit cards, check. I don't write checks. I don't have any, so that's always a problem. I always kind of ask those questions. And I know there's credit card fees when you're selling and swiping and charging and typing in numbers. And, the quote he gave me, I wanted to be fair to him. I don't want him to get eaten by a 3% fee. And guess what he comes back with? Well, I take payment in silver. Quotes. And I looked at him jokingly. I said, really? And he looked at me. He's like, oh, yeah, I've been a coin collector, but I always throw that out there. And I said, well, maybe we can work something out. And he looked at me because I think when he hears those things or says those things, and people tend to react differently than maybe someone that actually stacks and collects over myself. And he was into the idea. So we talked over it, and we came to a cash settlement for some of the work, and some of the work to be paid in silver. And I asked him what he likes, and he said that he collects pretty much anything. He doesn't have anything in particular he's looking for, as long as it's, fair dollar amount, not going, charge him 10 times of what I pay. So I said, sure, I'll be more than happy to put an order together with some random stuff. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't, but here's what I like to collect, and go from there. So without further ado, and you guys there's nothing special in here, but what I wanted to do was get a splattering of different types of silver. Apparently it's super sticky. Just a different stack type of silver, I guess I'm looking for, that maybe he does have or maybe he doesn't have, and get him interested in some different type of stacking. So I went out to Provident and I said, if I was never collecting, I've never collected silver or stacked or were into any type of coins, what would catch my eye and what would get me motivated and look into wanting to stack and collect more? So I went out there and I said, well, first off, right off the bat, Lunar Series. Now granted, it's almost over, right? We're almost done with this round of Lunar Series 2, but there definitely should be a round 3 coming, I would hope, the way these sell. I don't see the Perth not doing that, so Lunar was on the list for sure. Chinese Panda, I threw that on there because I don't even have a whole lot of these, and I've always wanted to purchase some, and I thought, what the heck, maybe this guy might see the Panda and really like it, and go with the Pandas. And 2017 Panda, can't go wrong with it. It's a great design. They did a good job with it. So that goes to him. Kooks, of course. I mean, you know, what collection is not complete without a couple kooks? Need to definitely have these in your stack. Britannia. This is just a cool coin. It always has been. It's just... I don't know, something about that is just pretty cool. Threw Noah's Ark in there. I do stack these from time to time. I think they're pretty cool. Nothing too fancy about them, but design's always neat. And a Libertad. So yeah, I think he'll be happy with this. It pays the balance of my bill, and I actually was able to pay a bill for service in my town, partially, I should say, in silver. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I think the rest of my bill was about $150, and this order from Provident, I used a credit card, was $149.56. So I owe them 44 more cents on top of this. So I'll give them a silver dime or something to add to that. Something cool. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, have you guys ever been able to pay for services that you know of in silver? This is my first time I think I've ever paid for a service, other than friends bartering back and forth. You know, guy helped me do some drywall. I paid him in silver. I helped him run electrical. You know, he paid me back in silver. But we're good friends, right? That wasn't an actual business transaction. We were just, you know, giving each other shit. But this was a true business transaction that I paid half or part of it in cash, a little over half, and then the other part in silver. How awesome is that? So let me know if you get able to pay for a service in silver. Leave a comment below. Tell me about it. I'd like to see if anybody else out there has been able to do this. All right, guys, this video is dragging on. Again, I apologize for the length. This is Midwest Acker saying, see you when I see you. Laters.